like I've been watching the clock to make sure I wasn't late, and like before I knew it, it was 6. Let me move this down a little bit better. How you guys doing? Come on in here while I get set up. Sorry, I'm not more ready. I just looked at the clock. I'm like, oh my god, it's after 6 o'clock. There we go. That's better. I know, right? Look. Whew. Woo. 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 Oh. Come on in. What are you guys up to? Hi. Uh, can you hear me? Well, of course you can hear me. Is can I hear you? No, I can't hear you because I got headphones on. How you guys doing? Hi. Oh my gosh. So, I still don't have my car back, but I guess they located the sound. Nobody told me what it was. I'll tell you guys when I learn what it was. And so I was like, whatever, Alan, hey. I don't know what the noise is. They said they figured it out though. I don't know if it's going to be a day or two or whatever. I'm like, I don't really need a car because where I live now, I don't really need, plus the kids have their scooters, right? So, um, I was listening to a couple episodes of maybe 3 episodes of the telepathy tapes. I actually got really emotional about it, you guys. I really got really emotional about it today. It hit me really hard today. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. If you don't know me, my name is Genevieve, and I'm a late diagnosed autistic person. And they call like high functioning or low support needs, which is very deceiving. They consider because I'm very verbal that I have low support needs because I'm very verbal. Although I didn't talk till I was almost 4 years old, you know. Being a girl, I guess girls kind of, I don't know, mask or whatever. But so anyway, I'm listening to these telepathy tapes and they're going through, I mean, just you guys have to listen to them, whether you're on the spectrum or not. It will change everything for you about how you think about or understand the world around you and the people around you, maybe. And but I had a very emotional day today and listening to those things because it was just like, first of all, I felt like a huge weight or a huge weight I felt like was lifted off of me in just understanding, knowing that the world's going to come to this understanding very shortly, and knowing that I'm gaining understanding or validation. It's really more validation because what they talk about I've experienced since I was little. And I didn't know that other people weren't just like me. And then when I realized they weren't just like me, I felt, you know, I've never really felt alone because I'm not alone. You know what I mean? You're never really alone. So, but I guess I felt isolated for being very different. And if I wanted to be who I actually am as a person, I was just going to have to isolate myself. Yes, I have masking tape on my head. Does that bother you? Because you know what? Why would I pay $40 a month for frownies when I can pay for a $2 roll of non-toxic adhesive masking tape? I understand how frownies work. Anyway, uh, fine, I'll take them off. I know you guys can't handle it. Whee! Ouch. Sometimes I rip my hair out though. They need to make them a little prettier though. I'm gonna design some that are like blingy because I think that it would look really pretty and I would wear them around all day. Anyway, so these telepathy tapes, just I got emotional because it's very validating. It's kind of bringing up some stuff. Um, and and it's just really, really interesting, I guess, to have validation in my life at this time. uh you know After I talk for about an hour, I'm done. Like, I can't for more than about an hour, and that's not just to you guys on a live. It's just in life. I haven't been speaking at all day long. Maybe just a little bit to my kids, but I just don't talk, and I would prefer not to. And listening to these telepathy tapes, there was a boy who he became verbal, but then in his 20s, he went back to being nonverbal. He's like, it's just too much. It's just too hard. I totally get it. I totally get it. I mean, you guys see me after a while when I'm like, I can't talk anymore. My head fucking hurts, right? After I talk for too long, it's like makes pressure in my head or something. So hearing about this guy going back to being nonverbal after he turned 20, during his 20s, that made me cry because I have desired to be nonverbal for so long, but I know I can't be nonverbal. Oh, Glenn, thank you. Hi, Frank. Hi, Kathleen. Nashla Espinal. Hola. And hello, Jackson. Don't know what you're saying, but um, so and it's interesting because the people they talk with, the subjects of the telepathy tapes, they're brilliant, right? Um, and actually verbalizing gets in the way. Okay, so like I've got these big concepts, and instead of just me giving you this information, I have to somehow put it into words so maybe you can get the whole picture, the whole concept. But it's just that's not really how it's supposed to work. Yeah, I guess I don't need those on right now. I mean, it's not only not how it's supposed to work, it's not really how it works. And I've known this for a very long time. And I'm like, why do I have to speak? Can't you just hear me? Can't you just feel what I'm saying? Can't you just and the answer is no. Most people can't. But I can hear them. I can feel them. I can see into their bodies. Um, so today, in the telepathy tapes, they ended up kind of breaking down the different types of like psychic abilities or whatever that these people can have. And I've never really researched specifically and broken it up into separate pieces. Um, but I'm clairvoyant, clairaudient, and some other stuff. But then there's another one they I can't remember the name for it, but when you can scan someone's bodies and see and diagnose. I can't exactly diagnose, but I can see when there's something wrong. I can scan your body. I can do it even in a distance. I don't need to be over you. Hold on. Oh, my battery's about to die. I'll need to plug that in. I don't need to be in the room with you. I can scan you and see you. I've been trained since I was 11 years old for distance viewing and distance healing. So we would scan the body and see what we could see and then send healing, right? And I didn't do it for many, many years. And then I was with a girlfriend of mine, and I'm looking at her and I'm like, what do you have, like a robotic shoulder or something? And she's like, oh my God, I have titanium in my shoulder. I had surgery. And I'm like, oh, that's what I'm seeing. And see, that's the weird thing. Like, I'll see things that I don't really know what they are. And so that's when I have to explain it or draw it. And for a while, I was trying to draw it, but then I was getting like carpal tunnel, and I'm like, wait, maybe I could just explain what I'm seeing instead. I thought that explaining it would be harder than drawing it, but it actually turned out to be the other way around. And so explaining it did seem to be much, much easier. But if I could just transfer this to your mind, like you can to me. It's like a radio. So anyway, I was just kind of sitting with that today. But also, really more than that, I after we get done with the live, I want to do just get back into some meditations, because for so many years I was very deep into these spiritual realms and really doing my work. And then now for so many years I haven't been at that level and at the consistency. And so now that I have kind of released a lot of the demands and pressure from my life, in like financially, and just like the kids are older and I can leave or I cannot, I don't have to do so much anymore as I used to. I don't think, and I really had to make the shift. And when we were out camping, I realized that I have a hard time just sitting down. I want to just fix everything and make sure, okay, this needs to be put away, this needs to be cleaned, this needs, whatever. I've got a sink full of dishes right now, and you know what? I don't care, because they're capable of washing those dishes if they want them clean, and I have other important things to do with my life. And now is the time for me to finally really dive into these areas that I have had sort of on hold for a very long time. Um, and didn't have really an understanding of either for a very long time, kind of, but I would sort of channel what I knew my future was going to be. And I have drawings and things like that that I would love to share with you guys sometime. I'll show you. And I've talked about it in the past where um like what I would wear, I know what I'm supposed to be wearing, and what, like, the things that you wear can hinder and impede your ascension, or help your ascension, basically. And the things that I am intended to wear would not impede my ascension and may help my ascension because of the way they're designed and the way that they serve me as a human body. If you guys know anything about people on the spectrum, we have a really hard time with like things touching our skin. And so, like, I had to get out of bed last night and put down my flat sheet, because the blanket that was touching my skin was so irritating to me. It was like, it was just like, and I just had to have something smooth with no texture on my skin whatsoever. And I've been tolerating things like, my sweaters that I love, but they're just a little bit not the right textures. Some of them, like this one, is a little bit kind of scratchier than I would like at times, or maybe it has like a dog hair stuck in it that's poking me. I can't have tags. I can't, it's like there's a lot of, I have very heightened senses. I have very heightened physical senses, but I also have very heightened extra senses. And I really just don't talk about this ever on my lives too much, I don't think. Um, and I don't know why. It's like we just kind of chit chat and gab, but this is actually who I am and where I am when we're not together. I'm in this very ethereal headspace. I completely understand when they talk about these um, autistic kids that have way higher support needs than I do. Okay, I can regulate my body, I can control my hands. My my spirit is controlling my body. They aren't completely connected, they haven't integrated the two, their spirit body and their physical body. They haven't integrated the two. And I've been there. I've had episodes where I wasn't integrated, and it was really scary. When I was a little kid, all I could do is cry. And because it was so scary. And, my mom would be like, "What's the matter?" I'm like, "Ah." But it was just like this. Like my hand was the wrong size and my arm was the wrong length and things weren't really right. And and it wasn't like a constant, so it wasn't some kind of diagnosis of like body dysmorphia or anything. It was moments. I've had moments of body dysmorphia, moments of what I would consider like, if it persisted, I would have called it schizophrenia. It didn't persist though, just isolated incidents here and there. So I have a very deep understanding, and these things may have been, um, you know, just experiences that weren't exactly three-dimensional, obviously. And I've had a variety of them. Like, I don't, oh, well, I see ghosts. I don't really see ghosts, but I can see spirits. I can see, um, I had one experience where I think people would say those are ghosts. And it was a very fascinating thing because it was the middle of the night. I was walking down the street. It was very dark in the neighborhood where I grew up, and it was very quiet, not a lot of traffic. And it was at a distance at the intersection. One street that I'm on has a stop sign and the other doesn't, but it's a 25-mile-an-hour road, so slow. And it was full of mist. And I'm walking and I'm watching this mist. Now, water holds electricity. People see ghosts at night because there's so much more water in the air that entities have an easier time dealing, and do the electricity is there for them to manipulate, right? Well, so I'm walking, and the mist itself is revealing the past. The mist is like, it was like, okay, it was kind of like seeing ghosts in the mist or whatever, but it was just like the past. It's like some dude riding like an old fashioned bike down the road, and some other people walking, but their clothes weren't of this time. It was like I was seeing a snapshot of this space in a time from before. And that's really the only time I've been like, well, I maybe saw ghosts. I don't really know. I don't call ghosts ghosts. I call them spirits. And I have seen spirits. I have. Um, my whole life. So, for example, like when I had, actually, it was before I had Corey, I think, in my apartment, I had pretty much just moved into it. And it was an old, like 1920s villa in Koreatown in Los Angeles. And I woke up out of a dead sleep. I think I was in the middle of the day. I was napping or something. I woke up out of a sleep, and just like, I there was a man in the room over in the corner, just standing there. And I mean, I would have said he looked homeless, but I really just think he was just off while he was here. He was probably on the spectrum, right? And after someone's parents die, if they're on the spectrum and their parents were their support, they often just really deteriorate into homelessness. But I think he lived in this apartment, and um, maybe it was his safe space. And when he died, he didn't want to leave. Maybe, I don't know. Um, but he was not shaved. He had, he was not, he was a mess. He looked homeless. And so it scared me, but I decided that the next time I saw him, I would tell him, I'm trying to remember which, if I, okay, so there were other things that I told him, I can see you. And after I told him I could see them, they never came back. But for him, I think either I said I can see you, or I said, what do you want? I don't remember what I said to him actually. This was like 20 years ago. I just remember the interaction of letting him know that I could see him there. And then, a little while after Corey was born and the crib was in the room and everything, I wasn't afraid of this entity. He felt very peaceful, no danger whatsoever. And I had no problems. Like, I put Corey's crib over there on that side of the room, and it was no big deal. And one day I was sitting at my desk in the living room, and I saw a dark shadow like go vroom past me. And before I looked up, it was gone, but I knew it was him. And I knew he was walking by me saying, bye bye, I'm going to go now. Oh, I was kind of like, oh, okay, bye. And, And I mean, so many different things like that. Like, I have a team of people who've passed and come back and let me know not only did they give me a spiritual gift that they added to my energy, and it took me a really long time over the years of understanding what is happening. Like, they're giving me something as they're passing away, they're giving me a spiritual gift, like an energetic gift that's with me all the time now. And not only is that gift with me all the time, I mean, you'd think it was like a physical thing, but it's energetic. I can see it, you can't see it. Maybe you can see it. Can you see them? Um, and and they are with me. I can call on them and they're with me as like spiritual advisors, spiritual family. And there's some, like, I didn't expect these specific people necessarily. There were some people that I kind of thought would be there and they're not. For me, my grandmother, Sylvia, she's not with me. She's with Corey. And she came through me one day like a medium to tell him that. And it was the weirdest thing because I've never had an experience like that before. You know, you see people be like, whoa, someone's here and they want you to know. Like, she basically dropped in and used me to tell him a message. And it was just like you see, it was like, vroom, blah, 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 vroom, whoa. It was like that. And she was very, very angry with me at the end of her life because I violated her boundaries and pushed my way into her hoarder house where nobody had dared enter in 30 years. And she never told me she loved me after that. I know she did. I know that I made her very, very mad by doing that. But um so whatever. But there were other people who came through after they passed, gave me a spiritual energetic gift, and they stay. And it's not like they're just hanging out with me eternally. They're available. I can call on them anytime. It's just like having, being able to text message someone. It's not like they're sitting there waiting for you, but you can ping them and they'll be there and talk to you. And so, and they're positioned right here around me. Boom, 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 boom. They have their, actually, one of them's down at my feet. It's a kind of a weird story. But, and the people who actually came to me were surprising. Some of them, I didn't expect them. And the people I thought would, not necessarily, they really didn't. But when you listen to the telepathy tapes, it's very interesting. So having this connection, having this emotional day, and some of these, I wouldn't say they're revelations, it's more like validations. And I've been pondering, like, how do I integrate this side of myself with my YouTube presence? And I know a ton of other people have done it online and stuff. I just haven't, I guess, integrated that into my normal daily life with people. I've kept it very separate because once I learned that not everybody's like me, I was like, oh, they don't get it and they won't know what I'm talking about. But I think more and more people are very interested in this realm now. And so um that's just kind of like, it's almost like I feel like the timing of this is sort of like an invitation to just go there finally, or go back there kind of, because I was there for a very long time. So, ugh, this is really good tea. I think it's got rose in it. Anyway, and you guys, a few months ago, I was kind of like testing out my abilities, and I'm not really sure how to do it other than just maybe put it out there to I don't really know. How do people get started like working with other people when they can do stuff like that? I don't really know. So let me go back. I see Alan. Hi. Um, Nashla, Kathleen, Frank, hi honey, Glenn, hello, Kathleen again. Um, okay, so wait a minute. I will tell you that I'm always listening and am that girl. However, if I ever need the same or a friend, nothing. So I did decide to back off. I'm not sure what you're saying, but I'm interested to know if you can clarify that. Um, Loose, hi honey, needy, not good. I don't understand. I'm sorry, because I know you were commenting, and I'm probably not even on that topic anymore. You should have grown up in my house. Why? What was happening in your house? Chupacabra. Neo, the Neo guy. Hey, what's going on? I like it. Thank you, honey. Don't be false with me. Yeah, I mean, I can see right through people's stupid lies. I can feel them and see. It's so weird because when someone starts lying to me, I can feel it and then I can see the truth around them like a halo. It's weird. It's like, dude, I totally can see the truth. Funky Buddha, how are you? And Brett, hi, how are you? Durbandman, not sure what you're talking about. Oh, you had a haunted house? Ooh, haunted, huh? Haunted? Thams, how are you? Nice to see you on. Um, but anyway, that's kind of where I've been with it today, and I do feel that there is a big, like, I think a lot of people are going through this right now who are just like me. I think there's a lot of shifts going on, alignments. I don't think there are. I know there are shifts and alignments astronomically, and we are those. We are that. We are the cosmos right here. We're the quantum cosmos. A little under the weather. Oh no. I'm not sure what happened here and here. Here and here. What did I do? It's like it's really itchy and feels weird. Like feels weird to my actual finger texture. Like what happened right there and there? Um, I have no idea. I might not have an idea. Um, oops. I almost got rid of the wrong person. So, oh, you had a fever? Oh, did you remember to microdose? Oh, honey, I know what Neo means. That's cool. You changed it. I like that you did. I mean, this is what I'm saying. Like, this is a time when people are going to be elevating into their true self. They're going to be elevating more into who they truly are energetically. They're going to be, I think, moving from more of an the material world more up into the spiritual realm by measurable degrees. And if you guys, oh, there you go. If you guys have felt like you were holding back your spirituality, now is the time to just let it go, unleash it on yourself and your world. Stop holding back, thinking people are going to think you're weird and crazy. Who cares? You got to just be you and let it out there. I think one of the most painful things you can do is not be authentic to who you are. And I think one of it within that, for me, one of the most painful things is to like kind of shield or withhold or um, conceal my spirituality from the world. Because as an autistic, I want to like, I don't want to fit in. I really don't give a fuck, but we mask. So we just kind of, but letting it out, is really important. So if you're changing your name from New to Neo, it's a different energy, and I love it for you, and I'm really, really happy. Have you guys been having any ascension experiences like this? Do you feel like there's a higher calling for you now? Do you feel like you've opened up and released a hold on you or an anchor that was there? Do you feel yourself wanting to just like explode out of your old shell? Don't call me mommy. What's wrong with you? Ain't yo mommy? How you doing, everybody? Nice to see you. Well, I mean that's kind of hard to do. I was actually thinking today about how I used to be before people let me know that I was completely unacceptable, and I decided to try to become more acceptable. You know, I was thinking about, oh, how do I turn this off? About how and who I used to be. I used to sing and dance everywhere I went. I used to wear just like clothes, and I used to be like out there. And then the world beat that shit out of me, and I'm like, you know what? Gray is nice, white is nice. Like I just like, but I used to be what people might consider flamboyant in my appearance. And it's not that I don't love classic, I do. I have a range, but I really have concealed a lot of who I am to make other people comfortable. And it's so tiring and isolating. I just don't even go out anymore cuz I just don't want to hide or conceal who I am. I want to be who I am. So interestingly, and I'm not sure why, but being in this environment that I'm in right now where I can't exactly tell what time of day it is or anything like that, I've been able to focus for longer hours because I don't sense the passage of time because I'm circadian, right? So, like, if there's daylight going by, I have this sense of the time passing, but in here, I don't at all. And I've been able to focus and meditate and get into a very deep state that I haven't in a long time. And it's very exciting to me because it's scary when you're a spiritual being and you start to feel those things diminishing because you're not working it, you know? Y'all, thank you so much for being here. Do me a favor and smash that like button. Let's see who's on point tonight. And you know what? Drop in. I don't think I have it. I don't have it on subscriber only mode. So drop into the chat and let me know where you're coming from. And it's, there's a couple things that I normally eat and I tried to eat them today and I like did not want them. I had a hard time eating them. My tastes have shifted a little bit, just things are shifting. Are you guys feeling that? Oh, Funky Buddha, I know you did. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. I see it going up. You're unacceptable. Yeah, me too. You are what you eat. Yeah, so the salt and vinegar kettle chips were not. That's one of my favorite things to eat. And I was like, Joey likes to bring me Snickers bars, and I took a bite of one. I was like, mm-mm, don't want. And I've been drinking these beautiful teas all day long, and just really hibernating in this space here and being fine with it. And I did go for a little walk this morning, like you guys saw. I was out in the sun for a minute, and then I came back inside, and I've just been like really cocooning. That's what they call it in autism, I guess, is cocooning. When you're like in your little space, taking care of yourself. This is self care for me. Um, and there's part of me that wants. I'm looking around. I want to pop up and do stuff and organize the space. And I did just a little bit today. These shelves that I brought into the garage, I put a bunch of stuff on them to clear that space out a little bit. It's not what I wanted to do with them at all. What I wanted to do with them was going to require help from others, and I didn't want any help from others today. So I just did something different. I put different stuff on them. I didn't put them where I wanted them, but at least I did something and I moved some things, because I I that's what I do. I'm a fixer. I want to fix the place and make it look good. But I have to just release that because right now that just doesn't matter. What matters is getting back to authenticity, getting back to where I feel like this world is draining. And because I'm not living in the world I'm supposed to be living in, my real world, who I really am, um, it's draining and it's pulling me away from my purpose. Hold on. Hold on a second. Hold on a second, baby. Hold on, baby. Hold on a second, baby. What was the last thing you fixed? Hold on, I'm trying to find. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Hold on, I'm trying to find you guys. Oh my God. So, I checked in with someone today because I saw them in a dream driving out of a garage. All I could see was the back of their head and side of their face, and I actually called out his name. And so I actually texted him today to see if like he was still alive. It kind of felt like a spiritual departure. Hold on one second because I'm trying to pull up our live stream so that I can read the chat. Uh-oh. Shoot. So that I can read the chat. And let's just go ahead and edit the video a little bit. We're going to go ahead and we will make it subscriber mode only. So go ahead and subscribe and you'll be able to talk to us in about 5 minutes. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn the monetization on. YouTube likes it when they make money from my videos. They push it out more when I do that. So, I just really want you guys to ponder that. What is it that you are or aren't doing to be yourself? Are you really living the life that you think you're put here to live? I am not. Oh, thank you. I'm always going through life changes. That's a constant in my life. If you knew me long enough, you'd be like, wow, that's just your life. Yeah. Um, and it'll calm. I know that. I already know that all of this, like my life has been a snow globe, and it's really just like I'm coming into a part of my life where, just even being able to go out in nature, that is fulfilling that goddess part of me. That is allowing myself to be who I am as an earth creature, goddess person. Um, and I don't know what to call it. I don't think, oh, I'm a goddess. I don't think about it like that. I'm a spirit being. I'm an angel. I'm a just like you guys are. I mean, is life what you make of it? I guess it is. That's what they say. You miss church? Oh, I'm sorry. Hmm. Well, what do you like about going to church? Like, what is it that you miss because you didn't go to church? And I'm not challenging you. I'm just really asking, like, what is it that you miss? Um, I I like going in churches, but I don't really like going to church services. Um, I have a really, really hard time going to church services. Went and grounded at the beach. Good for you. You went to work sick? Oh, because you weren't feeling good, yeah. So you went home. Um, Good for you. Quick art and crafts. Okay, well, thank you for asking and thank you. So, for many, many years, I practiced yoga. I mean, I still do sometimes. I'm not. It's hard for me to have a regular practice, but I would say yoga is probably the biggest. Yoga and walking, and I have a non-inflammatory diet. Like very little gluten, cow dairy, and sugar on a daily basis. And I just don't eat very much. I think we eat way too much, you guys. I think we eat way too much. It keeps us bound to this world. Just eat what you need and make sure it's very, very high quality, non inflammatory food. And I can't say that I do that all the time. I certainly don't. It'd be better if I did. So. Oh no, it's the only place you feel like a person. The love you feel. Oh, that's lovely, honey. I'm glad that you have that for yourself. I'm glad you get that and have a church where you can you can get that feeling. I just don't like this there. It's bugging me. Um, why quick arts and crafts? Are you trying to do something with your bod? No, I don't go to the gym. I hate going to the gym. I don't want other people looking at me. I don't like to be perceived out in public by people. You guys perceiving me is okay because you're not going to come up to me and talk to me or touch me or anything like that. Oh, Funky Buddha, that's nice. No, I don't go to the gym, honey. Same about the gym. Thams, like people touching you and being around you and looking at you. Yeah, I don't really like to be perceived in public randomly. When I come on here, I'm prepared to be perceived by you guys. But out there in the world, I really don't want anyone perceiving me. You know? You want to build a body like this. Well, okay, honey, you just have to so I do have a book I wrote myself. So it's self-published, self-edited. And instead of going through and editing the book over, I added stuff on the end. So it's repetitive at times, but it's only like 65 pages. So it doesn't matter. Like it's okay that it's repetitive or that like it has things at the end that like I'll say, I know in the beginning of the book I said this, but here's an update. So the updates are in the end of the book. But you can download it from Amazon for like, I don't know, $9 or something. It's called the Southern California Secret Diet Club. I wrote that book in 2004. It was the very first gluten-free guidebook on the market in the world. And it's still out there for download. I used to have hard copy prints available on Cafe Press. Might still be there. But it would be an older version. So this you can just download. But make sure you read the whole thing through. Start with the end. Start with the edits at the end so you understand when you're reading what the updates are because I had like 5 different edits for like 11 years. I kept kind of tagging new information every couple of years, trying to update you guys. Um, so, you know, that is probably what I would do if I was you is start with that because I just make it really, really easy to understand why when you eat food does it make your stomach go poof. Why are you all snotty and bloated? You know, why, all these things? Like, why do your kids who don't like milk like chocolate milk? We talked extensively earlier in my earlier live stream. What was it, last night, I think? Look at the live stream from last night. We talk extensively about some of these things, about lactose and chocolate and the cocoa enzyme and other things. Gluten, like in autistics, gluten acts like an opioid. You give them gluten and they're high as hell. They can't. They're like. And when I say they, I mean me. But that's pretty well known, I think, at this point. Maybe not. Okay, so Brian, you're gonna have to go because you're just not adding any value. Um, question everything and everyone. Well, really though, if you can just feel their energy, you don't need to question them, right? You just know, and it's okay to do that. Weston, hi. Danielson, hi, honey. Did I say that right? Yeah, I remember you. Build understanding and concepts of existing in in this universe. So the telepathy tapes are really good at helping people understand that, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, right? I just want you guys to go listen to it. Yeah, thank you, Quick Arts. I did the best I could just to get the information out there. And then once it was out there, I quit worrying about it because I'm like, well, there's enough stuff. There's like wheat belly and all this stuff, but it's not just about gluten. It's about the stuff you can't eat. The stuff that will make you bloated. Here's the thing, you guys, we're not really that fat. We're just really, really bloated. And if you stop eating inflammatory foods by like day 3, you'll probably be down 3 or 4 pounds of water. That's good, Weston. Funky Buddha, I don't have anything. I just don't care right now. You know, what it is that I have an agenda, and I don't think that's going to serve my agenda. I really, you guys have no idea the types of deep meditations and astral travels that I've done. And I want to do those again now. And I just don't think that having caffeine and marijuana or anything like that is really going to help. I just want to be like exactly my own self so that I can access all of this really, really clearly. I do like to smoke though. It connects me to my like soul personality. It connects me to like the earth, my body, I think. It's like I'm like, "Oh, there I am," because the rest of the time I'm like out here not really identifying with this at all. Well, so okay. Um, when I was studying Buddhism, I accidentally went out of body. And so I don't want to go out of body, but like when I say like astral travel, what I would mean by that is maybe more just allowing myself to perceive beyond my own physical space, just clairvoyance, I guess. And so maybe that's what I'm calling astral traveling. Like I don't need to leave my body. I have no purpose, no reason to leave my body. But if I want to see something like distance viewing, or if I want to learn something, that's when I would do it, is in a deep state of like gamma, if I can get into like a really good gamma wave state. Because you can just download, you can perceive the information that's out there available for all of us. And the other thing is that our experiences add to that knowledge that other people can tap into. So if you're a writer and you're not writing, you're not adding what you were supposed to add to the collective consciousness that's new information. You, if you're I don't know, you guys, like throw out there and tell me, what, if you dare, what are you supposed to be doing that you're not? I'm supposed to be singing. I'm supposed to be inspiring spirituality through singing, but I don't know what to sing that would do that. But I trust that it will come to me when I'm supposed to do that. In the meantime, though, I'm not really adding anything to the greater consciousness of what I'm supposed to feel like. I'm like, that's kind of, but at the same time, I feel like that was supposed to come later in my life anyway. So is there something you know you're supposed to be doing that you're not doing? That is what you're supposed to give to the collective. If you don't give that to the collective, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing here. You were put here to generate that thing that only you can do for the collective to have and to hold and to learn from. And if you're not doing what you were supposed to do, then you are withholding yourself from creation. And really, I think that's probably the whole point of the material world, is to separate us from what we're supposed to, what our real mission is, so that we don't expand the consciousness. So it stays small and stays just like it is, because it's a threat to be expansive like that. Because if everybody was living in their divinity and tapping into all that is, we wouldn't need the things we think we need. We wouldn't need anything. When they say you'll own nothing and like it, well, that's more like a threat. But if you look at it more in a natural way, that if you are completely fulfilled, you won't need that stuff. That's really more real true. You'll own nothing, and you'll love it because you'll be free of ties that bind, of three-dimensional materialism, of all of it. Okay. All right, then. Exactly, Weston. But here's the thing, I've always known it. And so to me, it's like, what am I waiting for? I don't leave my body. Like, astral traveling to me isn't necessarily when you leave your body. I don't know. For me, it's not. I don't need to leave my body to astral travel. Your consciousness travels. You can tap into the consciousness of the astral. You don't need to leave your body. Oh, that's too bad. It is Mercury retrograde, remember? Technology, communications, travel plans, contracts. Technology, that's really, really common. So, Weston, then you would want to start practicing meditating into yourself into a gamma state, and then accessing that consciousness that's there for everybody, for everyone. It just so happens there's a group of people who naturally access it better, who naturally are just there pretty much all the time. And I felt like that. People are like, well, when do you meditate? I'm like, I'm kind of always in a meditative state. And and that's what it is. I'm always like in a telepathic state. I'm always in that state of clairvoyance. I can always see stuff. It's just a matter of if I'm focusing on it or not. Gamma 99, how are you? What's up, David? Fitzgibbons. Well, okay, so when the monks meditate, they do a gamma thing They do like a hyper gamma. They can do all very much brain ascension. They can also go way, way down into, they can speed up their brain, they can slow down their brain as far as the measurable perception of it all. And so I would say that is where you'd want to like look, maybe the Shaolin, meditations or something like that. I actually have, is my meditation on this or my other channel? Um, so that is something, maybe I'll redo a meditation because I have a meditation, you guys, that is a combination of one that I was taught when I was about 11, when I was learning how to distance view and heal, remote view and distance healing. And, oh my God, yeah, we would like to know about that. But, oh my gosh, you got to hear, yes. I mean, we have the ability, we have like some trillions amounts of cells, and each one of those can focus itself on our healing. And that's how miracles are able to happen, because when you can command and fire them all up for one singular motive, like direction, you have incredible power, incredible healing power. The technology that we are, because I've said to you guys 100 times, you are the technology. You are the technology of this whole place. We're the technology. We're quantum computers. We're the quantum computer. So, anyway, must go through the mind to access it. I think you bypass the mind. When you're in that beta state, you're putting the mind like to sleep and accessing just pure consciousness. Oh my God, Weston. Yeah, I mean, you guys have seen The Secret and stuff, right? And there's so much more information out there. Um, so I'll start sharing more of the videos that I watched then, okay? Because these things are things that we already know, but the research keeps getting better and better and better. Okay, so the spirit being already knows it, but then it is kind of nice to see the research. It's validating. So I'll share some of those videos for you guys on the community page, and you can go in there and check that stuff out and kind of see what I'm looking at and what the vibe is. So, um, but if you want to be in a state where you have more clairvoyance or just general knowing and awareness and access to all that can be known, it's it's like I talk less. Stop fucking talking. Sit in silence. Sit in a space where you can like just pretend you're back in utero. Do that. Try that as a meditation. Just pretend you're back in utero. And just do that. Feel that space around you. Do you think you had a lot of thoughts? I probably did. Yes. Okay. So there's just so much information out there about these things. Now, do you guys know that every when the new moon, trying to remember how it goes because I'm just learning this stuff. Like you've heard about it, like the sacral spinal fluid going up and down, and you got to do it around the new moon when it's in the moon of your sign, and da 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 da, something like that. I don't know. In a village or town, and I am chilling with some friends, and they point to a house on a hilltop overlooking the village, and they tell me there's an old wise man. There lives an old wise man. Okay. Cool. That's a cool dream. You never thought of what, Weston? Like going in utero and just being in your little happy cubby wubby womb room? Chelsea, hi. Where you been? Oh, you got a new picture. How are you? Just so you guys know, I'm looking at my laptop over here, as you know. And I hit my knee so hard last night with this laptop that I was like not walking right today. It hurt so bad. Being up in utero, yeah. I mean, just, yeah. Yeah, baby. Okay, so whatever the visual is for you, then do that. Just try that. Andy, yeah, how old are you? See, you want to hang, I think you're very probably pretty young. You want to hang on to that. Keep that practice, keep that open. When I realized I was clairaudient, first of all, I didn't know what it was called. I'm like, I can hear people's thoughts and I don't want to. You're 42. Yeah. So, yeah, I think you really are very lucky. I feel very lucky. I thought everybody was like me. And now that I realize, and I started realizing it only when I was like 30. And once I started realizing it, yeah, I guess I did feel blessed. Oh, you got three ducklings? That's so cute. This morning when I was on my walk, there were ducks like coming up to me. I guess people feed them, so next time I need to take some duck food. Oh, Andy, thank you, honey. 42 is a great time because I think you really, really start to drop a lot of the worldly bullshit that gets smudged all over us. I think we start to understand what's us and what's the world a little better, what's our nature and what's our nurture. Because it is nature and nurture. You were born who you are, and then the world formed you too. But maybe it didn't form you in a good way that you really want to hang on to. And so, separate nature from nurture and decide does your nature need more nurture or does your nurture need more nature? You know? Do you need less of society in your life like I do? I'm fine with the way I was when I was born. I can't think of much that this world has done for me that was so great. Like I think when I was born, I was just like my perfect little spirit self. And then I was that growing up, and I was who I was, and basically, eventually, like the world just likes to beat it out of you if you're different. If you're weird, if you're creative, if you're out there. And like I said, when I was younger, I was much more like flamboyant in the way I looked or dressed. And it just, they kind of, the world doesn't accept that. Okay, so one day we go to visit him from outside the house, looking ordinary, but inside it's huge, and the old man is sitting in a room around a pool of water or something, and he's looking at little people. Okay, I'm going to wait and see if there's more, but I know exactly what this is. I may be, okay, Tham says I may be formed badly, but if I believe it was for a reason, I believe it was for a reason to be who I am to help others in my aspect of life for me. At least I wish to help others. Yes. Yeah. I mean, the reality is that you're going to have that shared experience with your group because the world is going to treat them pretty much the same way too. And braided hair, yeah, maybe. So how do we remain authentic after the world and nature has kind of like had its way with us, and maybe damaged. I feel like the world has done a little damage to me, but I'm still very much intact in who I was, the way I was born. And so it's really a matter of peeling back those layers that have nothing to do with who I am as a person. Oh my god, it let me resume and we lost like 50 people. That's too bad. Well, at least it let us resume. Hopefully it'll stay that way. Um, yeah, we just lost a bunch of people. That's okay. Hopefully they'll come back on. Okay, so, and then we spent the night there. And everybody gets their own room. And the next day we joined him in the room around the pool, and we were all looking at little versions of ourselves. Really cool. And then, there's more. Hey everybody, thanks for staying with us. Sometimes I forget to plug in my phone. Oh. You know, I saw a thing of Dolly Parton on the Johnny Carson show. Her boobs are way bigger than mine. Anyway, I just thought I'd let you know that. Although she was probably wearing a brassiere. I think they should be up here like this. But they're not. Anyway, so I think I know what this is, new guy, if you're wanting me to offer. Wait a minute. Why aren't you the Nuevo guy now? Why are you the new guy again? What happened to Neo? The Neo, ouch! What happened? I know, Dolly, right? She's just such a sweetie. She's still alive, isn't she? A seance? No. You don't want to call in spirits. I mean, like, I'm happy to channel if somebody wants a message, because I can do that. Neo Venus. Wait a minute. Yeah, she is, I think. Did she finally reveal that she's bald? Serotonin Cowboy, what's up? God, it's like really hot in here now. What did I do? Why does it feel so hot in here all of a sudden? So I'm waiting for we're waiting for the rest of the story. Weston, okay, let me hang on here and yeah, bald is fine. But I think she finally revealed that she's been wearing wigs all these years because she actually is bald. From alopecia or something like that. I don't know if that's true at all. Weston, so, I'm getting like Anna, and that's all that hold on right now and we'll see. Okay, so hang on, Weston. We leave and go back home, and the little version of ourselves are living their lives or whatever, but my version gets into trouble, and he wants to send me a message telling me to wake up. Okay, so thank you, Cowboy. Yeah, you guys do me a favor. Smash that like button. Because I like you. Do you like me? So do you want my interpretation, new guy? Weston, it's like Aunt Anna. Is there an Aunt Anna on your mother's side who's like a redhead? She's like Irish, typical Irish looking, Scottish Irish, something like that. And
Um, she's not saying anything. Glenn, thank you. Okay, so here's what I think. All right. Do you know about Polaris, the North Star? They say the North Star is the hole that God looks through to watch us. There's a hole that he looks through to watch us. Okay? And you said like water or something like that. Well, it's plasma, you know, water. And Danielson, thank you, honey. And so you guys went up there as a group together, but then you went into separate rooms as individuals. You were still individuals, and you were allowed to see your individual selves collectively. And when you came back, I think your little self was getting in trouble and you were trying to connect with your spirit to be awake, to be aware, to not get in trouble, to be on your proper path. That's how I get. That's what it is for me. That's what it seems like, right? So Weston, so this Anna has come through with like a red sports car. It's old, like a 70s red sports car. 80s, something like that. It's an old red sports car. Aunt Anna. But I feel that there's some kind of cautionary tale here, but just mild, not a big one. But she's just kind of giving me the vibe that this is just something to be aware of right now. Not any words coming through, just like I'm getting these pictures is all. Hey, Stephen Black, you're in Scotland, okay? So is Aunt Anna. She's in like, I don't know, Ireland or Scotland or something like that. Well, like maybe you went and saw what, the through God's eyes. You know? Um that is what it sounds like to me. Weston, so Scotland. Okay. So Aunt Anna in Scotland with her little red sports car. I think she's just telling you to drive safe. She's like, be careful when you're driving. Huh. She's there. I think there's someone with her too. There's a man standing sort of behind her. Maybe I don't know who it is. Of course, maybe it's her husband. I don't know who it is. Um, he's got a pretty. He's a pretty big guy. He's got like a big blocky head and blocky hair. It's like the little version of me needs help, a way out of the situation. The solution was to tell me to wake up. So the little version is your puny little body and brain and soul, the physicality, the material version of yourself. And that other version of you that went up to the house on that hill and looked through the looking glass, the portal at yourself, that's your spirit self. That's your true identity and who you really are. And yeah, your spirit self wants your spirit, your soul body to wake up, to wake up. You know what I mean? Okay, fams. Sometimes to wake up is the demand of question. It is what you know it to be. Just be it. Okay. All right. Um, well, like wake up, whatever wake up means to you, new guy. It seems like that's what yourself was wanting you to do. I mean, that's my interpretation of it. And as far as Weston, so you've got these two people that have come through now together. They're related, but see, it's I don't know what their relationship was because you have the same soul family, so their relationship over there is whatever. But when they were here, I think it was either husband and wife or father daughter, and probably they've been both at in different lifetimes. We go through and we take on different relationships in with our soul family. Sometimes we're a man, sometimes we're a woman, sometimes we're the mom or the dad or the son or the daughter or the aunt, whatever, to someone who used to be a different relationship with us completely. And um so there's the two of them represented in their spirit bodies also as male and female like identities. And he's a big guy. He's got a like big square head and a big blocky hairdo of like dark red brown hair. And when they come through, they might not be how you remember them looking, because you might have known that man when he was like, maybe that's your grandpa, right? You might have known him when he was like 60, 70, 80, but right here he's like 50. He's in his like late 40s, 50s, I think, because that's how that's his projection of himself in his spirit realm, where he probably felt best in the body that you would recognize. I want to say Adam, but then I want to say Adam. Anna and Adam. I don't know. And see, that's the thing. Like, I don't know. Man, that's got roses in it. Do you guys know that rose has the highest vibration of any flower? It's the quantum flower, I guess, from what I understand. Fact check it. I don't know. Well, maybe there's someone in your family that can tell you if there was an Aunt Anna in your family, if there was an Adam or Adam in your family. Gloria. Not that name. Not that name. No. No. And I wasn't really prepared either. I think probably if I was going to do that, we should do a whole separate live stream where I'm like really prepared in this energy to do this, because I'm just sitting here. Although I'm like, feel like I'm just always ready to see things like that. Um, and they're gonna be there. That's the thing. Now they're there. Now they're gonna be there. Like Grandma Mabel. Where's Alfie? Grandma Mabel. It's like once I see you and once I see your people, I can always see you and your people. It's like once I have that line, I always have that line. Mahesh, thank you so much. I mean, I really want to, actually, Weston. I actually really, really want to. And I've had experiences with mediums myself, and I don't know that I'm a medium, but I'm clairvoyant, so I can see things. Whatever. You think you're being clever? That's just stupid. Um. Did you see what you wrote? You're an old Sherry. Thanks. No brothers. No. I have a menacing older sister. That I don't talk to anymore because she's menacing. So, okay, maybe it takes my energy, but you can't really just use your energy. You don't want to tap into your energy when you're doing this kind of stuff. You want to use the energy that's out there. The only thing that tires me is speaking. If I didn't have to talk and you guys could still understand me, it would be much easier. That's what drains my energy, is talking. The other stuff doesn't really drain me. Bikes and horses. I have no problem with bikes, and I do love horses. I don't own a bike or a horse, though. I've always really wanted to have or be very up close with horses, but I've never had the real opportunity, to like know horses like I know my dogs, I love animals. I'm far more happy with animals than human animals. So it's 7:25. Wait a minute. Oh my god. We've been on for an hour and a half. See, this is really weird because it feels like we've been on for like half an hour, but we've been on for an hour and a half. Listen. At least it's predictable walking. It's not just random jumping. The Neo guy. Absolutely. 100%. Animals still do. Animals still communicate telepathically. Think about a school of fish or a flock of birds who all change directions at the same time, or caribou when they're running and they all change directions. There's telepathic communication available when we stop talking. Oh my god, I love horses. Yeah. You had one for a few years, but you were never into horses. I just love animals. And I mean, if you can get on one and ride it, hello. Like, if I could get on Shadow and ride him around, that'd be so fun. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my dog picks up on my. Oh my god. So I was actually trying to communicate with Shadow telepathically, telling him up, 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 up. I wasn't patting my hand, of course. I was just like up, 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 up with my mind. He didn't get up. He came to me, but he didn't get up. Well, then there's a story of this man who rescued a pack of elephants or something like that to his rescue sanctuary thing. And years later, when he died, they walked for like 2 days to get to where he was and mourn his death for 2 days. And then every year on the anniversary, they come back and they're like, how do they know it? How do they know it? I'm like, well, I think they're probably reading the wife. Oh, your girlfriend loved horses. Oh my god. Well, you guys, I think I've expired my voice and my energy talking. And I wish there was an easier way. Now, here's the thing. I would like to do like a, let's say a yoga video, for example. I could put out a yoga video as a premiere, so it will be live, and then we can chat. I can type and we can chat, and that for me would be more energy conserving than talking, because I don't enjoy talking. It hurts me. It feels bad in my head. And that's why after a while I just quit talking, because I can't do it anymore. I'm sorry. So come on and see me tomorrow morning. I've been trying to come on, like 7. I appreciate you too, Thams. Thank you all so much for being here on a regular. It just, it does, I dig it. I like hanging out with you guys. So everybody, please go have a beautiful evening, and do yourself a favor and just spend a few minutes breathing in through your nose, hold it, and breathe out twice as long through your mouth. If you can breathe in 4, out 8, in 4, out 8, for a few minutes, that does magical things to your energy, right? I'm in the Pacific time zone, so I'll be back on like 7 a.m. usually, or before. If I get up and I can come on earlier than that, I do. Neo Venus. Yeah, don't do that. Oh, thank you, Steven. I appreciate that. Yeah, Neo Venus, you're not invited to astral plane and cuddle with me. That is spiritually against everything that you would ever really do. So I know you can't do that, but um Alan, I totally appreciate you being here. I'm just happy that you pop in and say hi. Thank you, the Neo guy. I really appreciate you sharing that dream with us. And you can look into how God looks in through Polaris on all of us. And I think that's the house on the hill. So check that out. And I'm actually going to try to access the talk on the hill tonight. I'm going to try to access the talk on the hill where all the nonverbal autistic kids hang out together. So, love you guys, and I'll see you in the morning.